Hello my friends, and welcome to a Winterween vlog. If you don't know what Winterween is, this is a readathon hosted by Gabby Reads here on YouTube. If you don't know who Gabby Reads is, what are you doing? Go subscribe. You probably already are because she makes amazing content. I love Gabby. But if you participate in Summerween or you know about Summerween where you celebrate Halloween during the summer, this is basically the same thing, but in the winter time. So I am going to read some horror books this week. I am going to try to complete all the prompts. I feel like I will successfully complete all the prompts because the books that I have right here, they fit multiple prompts. So I could really just read like 2 books and probably get away with completing all of them, but of course I'm trying to be an overachiever and I'm going to try to read 5 books, 1 for each prompt. So for the red cover prompt, I'm going to read Breathe In, Bleed Out by Brian McCauley. I've actually already started this, so I'll talk about it here in a minute. I'm not very far, but this is my first read, so we'll talk about this here in a second. I'm also hoping to get to The Scammers by Tiffany D. Jackson. I love Tiffany D. Jackson, and I will read anything she writes, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. I'm hoping this one's like really out there for me. If you know anything about my reading taste, you know this is like a possible DNF, honestly, but I'm going to try to read The Buffalo Hunter Hunter for a book with vampires, werewolves, witches, or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is a vampire book. Like 96% sure that people have said this is a vampire book. So I don't know. I've said I was gonna give up on Stephen Graham Jones like a million times, but here I am yet again trying another Stephen Graham Jones because I have major FOMO with his books. I just want to know what the hype is, and I'm hoping I like this one. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping to get to Snake Eater by T. Kingfisher. If you don't know, T. Kingfisher is one of my favorite authors. I love her fantasy. I love her horror. I'm really looking forward to this one. It looks really short, and I actually don't know too much about it, honestly. I just saw the cover. I just saw that it was T. Kingfisher, and I was like, yeah, sign me up. And I'm even trying to sneak a little arc in here. I'm gonna do Nothing Tastes as Good by Luc Dumas. This is an arc coming out March 31st. So I've got a few months, but I'm trying to be better about my arcs this year. And this one sounds really interesting because it's about a weight loss treatment, and it sounds like the side effects for the weight loss treatment are going to be like cannibalistic in nature, which if you know me, I love a good cannibalism book, so I'm very much looking forward to this. And it looks like it has like interviews and transcripts and like fun little things to read, so I always love a good setup like that. So this one definitely has my attention. Of course, this TBR could change. I'm very much a mood reader, and I mean, I have, it's Friday, the first day of Winterween, so I could change my mind between now and when does Winterween end? Thursday, next Thursday? So I could really change my mind many times during this week, but I'm going to take you along for the journey. I want to read mostly horror because that's what I'm feeling like right now. I want to just read some really good, like, fun, gripping horror. And I decided to go with Breathe In, Bleed Out as my first one because it is a slasher, and slashers are one of my favorite types of horror. I grew up on slashers, and it's just, I don't know, they're very nostalgic for me. I love reading them. They're very fast-paced. They're kind of tropey, but in a good way for me. Like, I don't mind reading the same kind of story over and over again because it's usually just like a good time. So I'm excited for this. I've heard good things. I just started it last night. I got like 26 pages in. I didn't read much. I just read a little bit before bed. I wanted to get a little like taste test, kind of have some initial thoughts or like an initial idea in my head before I filmed for today, but Yeah, so we're following the main character, Hannah, and her fiance died in a tragic accident, and she was there for that accident, and we don't know the nitty-gritty details. We just know that something happened, and she came away alive, and he did not. So obviously that's affecting her, and she's kind of self-medicating, and she's having kind of waking hallucinations, waking nightmares, and she ends up making a mistake at work, and she gets put on leave because they know she's grieving, but also she can't make these types of mistakes because it could be very dangerous. So she gets put on leave, and her psychiatrist is kind of trying to help her, but she doesn't really seem committed to therapy, honestly. She just kind of wants to self-medicate, and yeah, that's about it. That's kind of how she's feeling. I don't know what else is gonna happen. It sounds like her friend group is gonna get an exclusive invitation to a spiritual retreat, and then they're gonna start getting picked off because it's a slasher, so people are gonna die and blood's gonna be spilled, guts are gonna be pouring out, heads are gonna be bashed in. I mean, I don't know, but I'm assuming. So far it looks like it's gonna read really fast. The chapters felt pretty quick, and it looks like it's under 300 pages. It's 293 pages, so I feel like this is a good first pick, and I'm excited to be reading it because, like I said, I love a slasher. It's Friday, which I'm so excited about. I am so tired. I slept horribly. So I don't know what. I'm just gonna be trying to read as much as I can. I'm hoping I can finish this today. It is 1:56 in the afternoon. You can't see that. I don't know why I tried to show you. It's 1:56 in the afternoon. So I think I can get pretty far before Justin gets home from work. And then honestly, we're probably just gonna have a chill weekend. We want to have like a rot day tomorrow where we just lay in bed and relax and spend quality time with each other and yada yada yada. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of vlog footage we're gonna get, but I promise I will take you along for the journey. If anything fun happens, I'll show you. If anything not fun happens, I'll also show you, because why not? So yeah, otherwise I'm gonna start getting really deep into this book because I wanna at least get some reading done. So I'll get started on that, and I will check in when I have some thoughts, some feelings, I finished it, or something exciting is happening and I need to talk to you. I don't know. We're along for the ride. This is just gonna be a go with the flow vlog, okay? So I will see you when I see you. Are you serious? Okay. What? What is this twist? Okay. No. Okay, two things before I start talking about my book. Is this light creepy or is it vibey? I can't tell because while I'm recording, I can't tell if it's too like aggressive, like colorful wise, or if it's like kind of like, ooh, atmospheric or not. So you're gonna have to let me know in the comments. Two, if you can hear a noise in the background, like a whirring noise, that's our bathroom light. Our bathroom light makes a really annoying sound because of the, what do you call it? The like, I was about to call it the steam sucker, the thing that stops the room from steaming so much. I don't know. You're gonna be screaming the word at me. I want to call it a dehumidifier, but I don't think that's what it And Letty's barking now. Whatever. It makes the bathroom really loud, and Justin just got home from work, so the bathroom's on because he was taking a shower and stuff. Anyways, that's it. I did in fact finish Breathe In, Bleed Out, okay? I fear I hated it. And I hate that for me because I hate starting a Winterween vlog on a bad foot. But I did not like this. I did not like it. And I'm gonna try to remember all the things I didn't like about it and make sure it sounds really cohesive coming out like it does in my head. But we didn't talk about this too much. I mentioned that it's about Hannah. Her fiance died in this accident and she was like the only one that came away with her life, and she's been, you know, coping really poorly. So she gets put on temporary leave from her job because of a mistake that she makes, and her friends from college get this free luxury spiritual healing kind of invitation, right? And it's to this like middle of nowhere place in California, and it's, you know, no cell phones, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. It's connecting with the spirit and healing yourself, and yoga and saunas and hot springs, that's what it's called. So she decides to go because it'll be good for her recovery and getting over her fiance's death and whatever. And when they get there, obviously they start getting picked off one by one. I said earlier that I do like the tropes of slashers. I think that they are very fun. I can see that some people would get very bored by them, but for me they're very similar to a haunted house. I just don't really get super bored if the tropes and the story are done really well. It can be very, very tropey and I won't be super annoyed by that because, again, I like those plots, I like those stories, so it doesn't bother me. Now, do I like when authors jazz it up a bit? Do I like when they do something fresh and unique and different? Of course I do. But with a slasher, I do tend to like my slashers to just stay really true to form. I'm just one of those people. I like a very classic slasher. Does do that to an extent. I will say that it comes off very silly, goofy, haha, which isn't bad because I can tell this author was trying to go for a Scream sort of vibe, and I can see it, I can get it, but for me it didn't land. Scream is so its own thing. Like, it was making fun of the slasher genre. It was such a breath of fresh air for slashers when it came out in the 90s, and I feel like this doesn't do what Scream does. It just comes off like silly, goofy fun, and you know, a lot of people like that, which is fine. I tend to like my slashers a little bit more grittier. I like them a little bit more messed up. I like to have a little bit more heart with them, and I think I wouldn't be as hard on this if I hadn't just read the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, which was one of my favorite books of 2025, and that was such a unique slasher, and it had all the elements I liked but incorporated new different things. This falls really short compared to that. Hannah's character is it's just so overdone. She's, you know, she's traumatized, she's self-medicating, she's got this event that happened, right, that you don't know the full story about, and she keeps hinting at it like, this was bad, I did something bad, I'm a horrible person. It's like in thrillers where they're like, chapter 1, I killed somebody, and then you find out in chapter 25 it was like this really random situation and they didn't kill anyone, they just have this like strong belief that the things that they did led to this person's death even though they really didn't. It feels like that, and it's so obnoxious because it's such a typical main character. She's also an unreliable narrator a lot of times because she is going through some stuff mentally. She's grieving, she's self-medicating, and she is seeing like hallucinations or waking dreams, waking nightmares. So a lot of stuff that she sees in the book when things are happening, she doesn't know if it's real or not real, right? And I'm so tired of that character. I'm so tired of that character. She feels overdone. She feels unimaginative. All of the characters are very flat. They're very stereotypical. It's a group of friends who aren't really friends. They don't even really like each other that much. Like, why do they keep hanging out? Why do they keep pretending they're friends? It's the same vibe, like, honestly. It's the same thing, right? And I just didn't find the plot that exciting. I found this book really fast to read and really quick to read. Like, I was flying through it and I finished it in one sitting. Like, it was really easy to read and it was enjoyable up until a point. And then when everything came to a head and twists were revealed and the bad guys revealed and everything's revealed, I was just kind of like, okay, I see what you're trying to do, but it just didn't land for me. Like, I wasn't like enjoying where it went. And I think the other thing is the deaths weren't as like, they weren't as gross or gruesome as I would have liked. Like, some of them, there was like 2 deaths where I was like, oh, but then the rest I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, it's fine. It was a decent kill, but like I'm expecting like top of the line kills. Like, I want something that I don't see every day. Like, that's just kind of how I'm feeling. And I don't know, I just was like getting really annoyed about the characters, and it's just like the jokey nature comes off really like they're trying to, it feels like the author was kind of trying to reach a certain demographic with the jokes, and for me it comes off like a little book talk-ish, or like, which I know some people hate when people bring up book talk. Like, I don't care about book talk any other way. Like, it's there, I've been on it, I like watching book talk, whatever, but it does feel like they're trying to kind of go after that demographic, like with the like quippy funny things and stuff like that. There was also a Taylor Swift reference, which I'm like, I don't need Taylor Swift mentioned in my books. Like, I really don't. I don't need her mentioned. I'm not a Swiftie. I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't need her songs or her brought up into my books. And I know that's like super unpopular because people love Taylor Swift. I don't. So that was like, oh, fun, Taylor Swift, okay, ha ha ha. I don't know, it just was not for me. I can see a lot of people that will like this. I think that it's a fun slasher if you're not super picky like I am. Like, if you just like a good slasher and you're not looking for specific things because you are gonna obsess over certain stereotypes and plot points and jokes, and if you're not gonna obsess over that like me, then you'll probably really enjoy this. And I know a lot of people have given it 4 or 5 stars, but just for me and my taste in a slasher, I didn't really like it. So unfortunately, I'm really sad about that, but it is what it is. So we're off to a rough start, okay? I don't know what the next book I'm gonna read is. I obviously have options, so I guess I'll let you all know when I pick something and how it's going. We interrupt the reading vlog for a merch haul. This is Bad Omens merch that I bought like 2 months ago? 3 months ago? No. Was it after the wedding? Was it before the wedding? It was before our wedding. So we ordered this and it finally came, and so many of you comment on my shirts. So I thought I'd just show you. And Bad Omens is one of my favorite bands. So if no one finds this interesting, then I'm talking to nobody, but whatever.
You're talking to me.
I'm talking to my husband. This is mine. Justin got some too, but even though he doesn't like really listen to Bad Omens, I mean he does because I listen to Bad Omens.
I need to. They have at least 2 good songs.
Oh! How could you say that? Hello? I got this one. What does it say? Do you feel love? So it looks like this in the front. Watch them not be able to see any of it. And then on the back, she's like a spider lady, which is very ironic because I'm terrified of spiders, but I do feel like this shirt is very sick and cool.
You know what that shirt looks like?
What?
Sick!
He makes fun of me every time I say something sick. But like the eyeballs, it's just really cool. So I got that.
Making fun is part of it.
You're always mean to me.
Don't tell them that. I think I'm abusive.
Abusive!
Only a little.
Oh, this is mine too. This is the tie-dye shirt. If you know anything about me, I love tie-dye. I will buy anything in tie-dye because I love it.
She thinks tie-dye is sick.
I do think tie-dye is sick. And look at how cool this color is. Ooh, it's really soft too. There's nothing on the back, but just like a plain, like blue-black. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh. I want to find one of your things. Oh, this one's yours. And no, I didn't force him to get any merch. He wanted to on his own.
She forced me.
But this is what he picked out. It is a long sleeve.
And it's sick!
And it's sick! And it has some detailing on the sleeves, on this side, and on this side. I love how I'm showing you, but I'm probably not actually showing you. I can't tell from this distance, to be honest. And there's nothing on the back, but very cool. And then this is also, oops, this is also yours. I like these little baggies it comes in. Although, I feel like that's not very good for the environment, unless they're biodegradable. Okay, this is Justin's. It's just gray. It's like mine, but gray, and mine is tie-dye, huh? They're like the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cute.
We're like the same, you and I.
We're the same, but different.
We're the same person.
The same. Just wanted to see if it said it could be recycled. I don't know. And then I got a hoodie. And this one says, do you feel love? How crazy, since they like all say that. How cool. But this is what the front looks like. And then the back.
Sick.
Sick. I'm not as partial to hoodies as I am like a crew neck, mostly because I feel like I'm getting strangled by the hoodie and it like makes me kind of like freak out. Why are you laughing? It's true. Okay, and then is this one broken? Oh my god, it is. Okay, there we go. And then
She likes to be strangled.
what? It likes to be strangled?
You like to be strangled.
I don't. And then last is the one with the little ghosty on it, which I feel like I had to get.
Mine?
No, this is mine. You didn't get it.
You didn't get me one?
You didn't ask for it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god, no he didn't. But look, it has a ghosty, and then it says Bad Omens on the sleeve, which you can't see because it's like folded in half. And then on the other side, it also says Bad Omens. So, yeah, that was my really cool, awesome Bad Omens merch haul. I need to get more Sleep Token merch. I might look into that tonight. I don't need any, but I kind of do at the same time. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Bye. Well, not bye, because I'll see you. Whatever. You'll see me in a minute.
I'll see you in your dreams.
My dreams or their dreams?
I'll see them in their dreams.
That feels like a threat.
No, it's a promise.
Oh, hello! It's time for another Justin's in the shower and just got home from work, so I'm gonna update you on what I've been reading. Check-in. Yesterday, we put away the Christmas tree and did a lot of like household chores, so I didn't read too much, but I do have an update. Oh, I'll show you the Christmas tree area now that it's gone. Look at that. Look at how open it is. Whoa! It's kind of crazy. We actually left up our Christmas tree all year last year. Cause it was like it's a Halloween tree. So we were like, oh, we'll just leave the Halloween Christmas tree up all year. And we did, but we're thinking about putting up another bookshelf back there. So it's gotta go because we need room. So anyways, that was really, I don't know why I just decided to tell you, but you saw me do like chores and stuff. So we did chores yesterday and I was gonna update you all, but then after all the chores I was just like kind of exhausted and I didn't want to do anything. And so we just ended up like relaxing in bed and watching a movie. So I was like, okay, I'll update you all today, aka Monday. Last time you saw me, I was starting another book. I decided to go with Nothing Tastes as Good by Luc Dumas. I am DNFing this. I'm only 106 pages in, but this is my first DNF of the year. I honestly don't care to read any more of this book. There are so many things about it that I don't like, so I'm gonna try to be very concise when talking about it because I can see a lot of people loving this book and I don't want to put people off of this book. I just think a lot of things didn't work for me because of it. This is about the main character, what's his name? Emmett. Oh my god. He works retail. He works at like Target and his goal is to be a teacher or like some type of educator. And it didn't really work out and he's struggling with his weight. I think he weighs over 300 pounds that's what is talked about in the book, and he has been on every kind of diet. He has disordered eating and you know medical professionals just brush him off, and so he decides to do this kind of new drug that is like hush hush. It's a trial, so like there's not a lot of information about it, and apparently it's called obexity, and he just started the drug from where I am. This book is so slow. Nothing has happened. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking about Emmett and some of his trauma around like weight and eating, and personally, I would not recommend this book to someone who is currently struggling with an eating disorder, or maybe not even an eating disorder, but just has like a lot of body. See, this is the problem. I can see this being a very helpful book for some people because you feel seen and someone is talking about things that you feel, but I also think this could be very triggering for some other people who maybe don't have an eating disorder but have body issues and like self-esteem issues, because I mean Emmett is talking about a lot and the conversations aren't necessarily bad in this book because it's talking about fat phobia, it's talking about how society views fat people, how the medical industry views fat people, how I mean just fat people aren't seen as people, they are seen as fat, right? That's a big conversation. And there's a lot of talk about like his childhood growing up and how his mother used food as a way of love. So, you know, eating her food was his way of showing that he loved her, right? And like her making food was her way of showing she loved him. And I think it's his stepdad or something, he was very much like, you don't need to eat that much, and so Emmett would, you know, like hide how much he's eating. So, you know, it's talking about binge eating, and I don't think the conversations are bad. I really don't. I just think that certain people need to be in a certain headspace for it, or because like it's kind of heavy. Like it's all about weight. It is all about how you look, and I just it's a lot. Like it's a lot. I think the other issue I'm having is that Emmett is 28, but he's written he's very millennial cringe. So if you've ever gone on TikTok and seen you know, Gen Z making fun of millennials and they lump us all together and they're like, oh, millennials are really cringy. Emmett is like the epitome of a millennial who is cringy, okay? Like, he talks about Pokemon a lot, and as someone who loves Pokemon, okay, grew up on it, love it too. I mean, he brings it up a lot, a lot, okay? And it's weird. It just like doesn't fit, and like he's making these jokes, and the jokes, like, I get that they're trying to be funny while also talking about like intense conversations, but it's weird. Like, it's just so off tone. The tone is weird. It just doesn't match. I don't know. I can't stand Emmett, and it is taking so incredibly long for anything to happen. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't want to keep reading about his issues, and that sounds so mean, and I don't mean it in that like I don't think his issues are important. I want to see the horror come in, because this is supposed to go down a cannibal route, and it even says that, you know, it's pitched as something similar to The Substance, which is an incredible movie, and it came out last year. Did it come out last year? It was last year, right? And it like rocked everybody's socks off, and you know, it really talks about the beauty industry and how society views like aging women, and how entertainment views aging. It was a great movie, okay? It was fantastic. I see what this book is trying to do, and I think that the author probably injected a lot of their own personal experiences in this book, so I'm not trying to like discredit this author or anything like this, but it's just, it's so boring because nothing is happening, and that sucks, because it's a fast read to the point where like in between chapters you're getting Emmett's like Instagram posts, you get to read stuff from his blog, you get to read these like health journal inserts, you're getting to read these interview transcripts, you're getting to read like text messages and blog posts and like all kinds of stuff. So it reads quick, but nothing is happening, and I can't keep going with Emmett and his journey, because it's just taking too long for anything to happen, and the way this is written feels so different than this author's other book. What was his other book? What was the other one that I read? A History of Fear. I read A History of Fear by this author, and it doesn't feel like the same author. This feels so different, and I don't like this writing. I can't. And also, the other thing that's really bothering me is, of course, he's doing an experimental trial, right? Like, he's getting like this injection, and they like operate on him to an extent. As someone with OCD and whose OCD relies heavily on like health anxiety, it was kind of triggering me a little bit. I couldn't really read it because I just don't like doctors. I don't like anything health related. So this was kind of just like making my heart palpitate a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm not enjoying this book, and I just don't want to keep reading it. I might like either spoil it for myself or kind of skim it to see if I'm into it, but I honestly can't see myself repicking this up and reading it, because I'm just not into it, and I don't think it's gonna pull out anything higher than like a 2-star for me if I continue reading this book. So unfortunately, I am going to DNF this, and I have picked up something else. I decided to go with an author who I love. That is T. Kingfisher. I'm reading Snake Eater. I have very highly anticipated this book, and I'm only 50 pages in. I'm like chapter 5, page 53. I'm already eating this up. This is about the main character, Selena, who is running from her past. So she's left her home, and she is going to her aunt's house, which is in this little tiny desert town, okay, this little tiny desert town, and she's basically just showing up with a suitcase and her dog Copper, and she's trying to figure out what to do because she doesn't know what to do. She's a very awkward person. You can definitely tell she has like social anxiety, and she's just trying to figure out what to do next. And the townspeople have been really, really sweet and really helpful, almost a little unsettling in how sweet and kind they've been. It kind of makes me feel like they have ulterior motives, but I can't tell if I'm just a really suspicious person, and so I'm saying they have ulterior motives, or if they're actually just really nice people and I don't know what that looks like. So right now she's just kind of acquainting herself in the desert and being in like a really tiny town because she's from the city. So she's just kind of trying to get her bearings and get a lay of the land and get used to get used to the desert, right? Because there's scorpions, there's spiders, there's different kinds of wildlife, and the land itself is so different living in the desert. As someone who grew up in the desert, it is so different than anywhere else you'll visit. Like, the desert is just such a unique experience to live in. So she's just kind of acclimating to that, and I love her dog. I love T. Kingfisher's characters. They're so quirky and so likable, and I'm instantly invested. Like, I love the setting of being in the desert. I like this ominous little tiny town with maybe suspicious, maybe not suspicious townspeople. I can't really tell. And I love her little dog, Copper, because I am a dog mom too. My girl's right here next to me. So I love this so far. It's been really fun, and it's reading pretty quickly. So yeah, that's pretty much the update I have. My bangs are kind of greasy. So sorry. I didn't put dry shampoo in them, so they're soaking up my skincare. Other than that, that's pretty much all I've done today because I'm not feeling too hot. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue to read and relax, and that's gonna be probably my evening for the night. And I will hopefully update you when I finish this because it is a very short book. Let's see how many pages it is. 257. I could definitely finish this really quick. So yeah, I'll update you all when I finish it, and hopefully this will be my first book I like for Winterween. Oh my gosh, new location unlocked. You're in my kitchen. I'm gonna make some tea because I actually feel like absolute crap. TMI, if you care or don't care, I started my period and it's horrific. So I'm gonna try this Mood Shine mood boosting herbal tea for period wellness by Some Days. It's supposed to help with period pain relief. It has like iron, magnesium, and calcium in it. It's supposed to help ease inflammation and bloating. Does it actually work? I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna make some tea because I feel like poop. So what mug should I use? I want to use something fun. Oh yes, I'm gonna use my Silent Hill 2 mug because I'm wearing Pyramid Head. And this is one of those mugs where you like put the hot water in and the picture like comes up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm losing my mind. Okay, but I'm gonna make some tea. So yeah, you can help me make tea. Let's all just take a moment to say thank you, T. Kingfisher. Okay? Just a moment of silence, please. Everyone applaud. T. Kingfisher really came through and said, Erin, I'm gonna save your Winterween, okay? This book, read it, you're gonna love it. And I did. I'm giving it 5 stars. I just love T. Kingfisher's writing so much. This one was so fun. And if you don't like T. Kingfisher, like if you've read The Twisted Ones or A House with Good Bones or Hollow Places, is that what it's called? Hollow Places? If you've read those and you were like, well, I don't really like her characters. I've seen some people say that her characters are very similar in one book. Like, she just replaces the names. Like, they're all like the same kind of like cookie cutter character. And that could be why I really enjoy her characters, because I like the vibes that she gives them. I like the quirky personalities. I like that they've just got a little, I don't know, they don't feel so flat. They feel like real people that I would like to talk to and have conversations with. So if you don't like her previous books, I don't think you would like this. This is definitely a book about found family. I think I said in my last update that Selena was running from her past and she found her aunt's house in the desert and she's staying there. Yes. So it's definitely a found family vibe. She meets so many people and she learns from them and she grows from them. My favorite character was Grandma Billy. Honestly, I love her. All I could picture was the grandma from Mulan, but like a grittier version, because Grandma Billy's really sassy and she doesn't hold back. She doesn't hold her punches, right? So I kind of just pictured the grandma from Mulan, but like just wilder, and I love her. She is so fun. She's such a fun character. And I love Copper the dog. I love Copper the dog. And you're always going to be safe in T. Kingfisher's books because the animal companion to the main character is always fine, so you never have to worry. I'm pretty sure every book I've read, the animal companion is totally fine. There are animal deaths in this, particularly one that is, it's really sad. I was kind of like surprised because it's not an animal I think about a lot, but they did die and it was really sad how they died. So like, just be warned, it's not so gruesome and shocking that it's like over the top or anything like that, but it is there, so just be warned. I love the desert setting. I've grown up in the desert. I lived in New Mexico for 10 years. That was like that's where I was born. So I think the desert is such an interesting place to have a book, especially a horror book, because the desert is so beautiful, but it's also so scary. So scary. I mean, the desert's wild. This is such an interesting backdrop. I don't even know what to tell you about this book. It's just, I loved it so much. It went in a weird direction that I wasn't expecting. It involves roadrunners, which it's wild, okay? Like, this book is so wild. I don't think it's like scary. I wasn't scared by this book, but I was so invested and I loved the plot. I loved the characters. I loved everything. Like, I just loved Selena's growth when she moved to Quartz Creek and how she starts out so anxious and she has no self-confidence at all because of things that have happened in her past, and she grows and she just becomes such a wonderful person, and I love everybody, okay? I love this book. I don't know how to explain it. It has spirits and gods in it, and it just is such a fascinating read, and it feels like T. Kingfisher. Like, it does feel like A House with Good Bones and The Twisted Ones, but it also feels a little bit different, and I think it's because of the desert setting. I don't know. I just really loved this. I love T. Kingfisher. She's definitely one of my favorite authors. I love everything she does, and I think this might be my favorite book from her, at least horror-wise. Fantasy-wise, it's probably Sword Heart, but this one, I think this might be my favorite. It was so good. So good. So good. I don't think everyone's gonna love this at all. It's gonna be for a particular kind of person. If you like cozy horror, if you like similar to Darcy Coates, that kind of vibe, I would suggest this. But otherwise, I I don't know how many people actually might like this, but it worked for me and I'm giving it 5 stars. I'm running behind for Winterween, so I'm trying to get the only prompt done that I need to get done that is pretty specific, that I can't just put a book in, and that is, has witches, vampires, or werewolves in it. And I'm trying to read the Buffalo Hunter. I don't have a good relationship with Stephen Graham Jones. I know this has vampires in it. I think. I'm only 20 pages in though. I started it last night and I really don't understand the plot. I'm gonna be honest. I think the main character's name is Etsy, which is so funny because all I'm envisioning is a blank body with the Etsy logo as a face, which is very awkward. It was something about, we're reading a diary, okay? We're reading a diary and it's Etsy's great-great-great-grandfather. We're reading his diary, and it takes place in Montana, I think. I don't know. I'm kind of lost. I'm hoping, I mean, I'm only 20 pages in, so I'm hoping that it becomes more clear as I continue with it. I don't want to have to DNF another Stephen Graham Jones book because I've DNF'd 2 of his books, and I'm nervous that I might have to DNF this, and if I do, then I really need to stop reading Stephen Graham Jones. Because I haven't liked anything from him and I'm trying so hard. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep reading. It is Wednesday, so tomorrow is the last day of Winterween. I might have to, not necessarily DNF this, but I might have to put this one to the side and pick something else that's shorter that I can read quicker, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this. That's the update. I hope you all are having a good day as you're watching this. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm tired. I don't feel good. I gotta shut up. And I'm gonna try to read, okay? Wish me luck. Gonna try to read Buffalo Hunter. We'll see how that turns out. Okay, it's time for the final check-in of Winterween. I was scrambling this week, okay? I tried so hard to get all the prompts done, and I think I did it, even though I did DNF a few times, and my T-bar didn't go quite to plan, but let me update you on what I was reading last. So I was going to read the Buffalo Hunter, and this was going to count for the werewolves, vampires, witches, whatever. And I'm gonna be honest, I made it 20 pages into the book, and when I picked it up again and I started reading, I was just having such a hard time focusing. I was having such a hard time comprehending. I was rereading sentences, which isn't abnormal for me and Stephen Graham Jones. I do tend to read his books like that, and it's why I haven't found one that I like, and it's why I DNF a lot of his books. So I'm soft DNFing this right now. I put it to the side and I was like, maybe if I just give myself maybe a different time when it's not a readathon that I'm trying to like get all the prompts done, you know, like less pressure, maybe I can pick this back up and I will be more invested. I don't know. I know I'm just pushing my luck trying to like his writing, but I want to find one that I like. So I'm still hopeful. I'm not fully DNFing it. I'm just soft DNFing it. So my brain, I was like, I need to find a new book that fits this prompt. And I was like, oh, you know what's on my 26 for 2026? The Burial Tide by Neil Sharpson. It's got like a werewolf or a wolf of sorts on the front. So I was like, look, it's probably got werewolves. Was I wrong? Yeah, because and you know, now that I'm looking at the cover, I see that it's not a werewolf. And now that I've read the book, I do know what this is. And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. So I'm hoping Gabby won't fault me for this, and none of you will. I'm still gonna make this fit for that prompt because it doesn't have vampires, werewolves, or witches, but there is a Irish mythology to this story. This author does use Irish mythology, and for this story, I feel like it does fit, okay? I feel like I'm stretching it to fit, but I feel like it does fit, so I'm gonna make it fit, that prompt. I really can't tell you a lot about this book, but it starts off with a bang. We are following Mara, and she wakes up in a coffin, buried alive, and she has to break out, and she doesn't remember anything. She doesn't remember her name. She doesn't remember who she is. She doesn't remember a thing. So she's on this island and these people are telling her things and she's not sure if they're telling her the truth. And that's all I'm going to say. We do get multiple POVs in this book. It is really quick. The chapters are very, very fast to fly through. I am shocked, okay? I am so shocked because this author's last book, Knock Knock Open Wide, I didn't like. I gave it a 3.5. I think I liked it more for like the mythology aspect, but I think there were just too many things going on in that book that it didn't feel fully fleshed out for me, and it just felt like very confusing and I felt very lost. This, however, I was very confused the whole time I was reading it, okay? I felt lost. But then when everything started to come together, I was like, wait, I love this. I love this. It is very much a revenge story at the end. I love women getting revenge, and this does that, and it kind of reminds me of a book about like witchcraft or witches or like the Salem witch trials, not because it has anything to do with any of that stuff, but just like the way women are treated, okay? I think there's some similarities, but I am shocked. I loved the ending. It made me kind of sad, but the Irish mythology in here really, really worked, and I feel like it was much more of a seamless read for me this time, and I really understood what the author was trying to do, and I felt like I understood the mythology much better than Knock Knock Open Wide. I felt like even though the story was really confusing and I was going, what is going on half the time that I was reading, I do feel like I had a much more enjoyable experience while I was reading this one. I can't give you too much about it. Like, honestly, I can't tell you too much, but I loved the characters. I loved the ending. I'm giving this a 4.5. I'm actually shocked that I liked this as much as I did. Like, this was really, really good. I think this is so much better than Knock Knock Open Wide. And man, I feel like I'm so confused about this author now because I didn't think they were going to be an author for me, but now that I read this and really liked it, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to read more from this author when they come out with more because I feel like I'm just so unsure. But this was good. This was really, really good. I really liked this. This was a book that was like written for me. It was weird, but just the right amount of weird, and I loved the mythology. Like, it was really good. I don't know. So I am glad that I picked this up instead of trying to force myself to read Buffalo Hunter Hunter, because I think if I'd forced myself to read Buffalo Hunter Hunter and I didn't put it down for a second, I think I would have given it a lower rating than I could possibly give it later on. So like, I could give it a higher rating at a later date. So I'm glad I decided to stick it out and go with this one. But that is Winterween. Those are the books I read. It was a long week. My reading was not great during Winterween, which sucks, but I did read 2 standout books and I'm so excited. I'm so excited I had 2 really, really, really good books. That makes me so happy. So I hope you all had a great Winterween. You can tell me what you read down below. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you agree, disagree, all that fun stuff. And hope you enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and with that being said, I hope you're having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!